my God, because I'm going to say it. Zayden, you guys, I'm going to say it. Zayden is number one after this book. Zayden is absolutely number one after this book. He is untouchable on my list of book boyfriends. Oh my God. I read this book 2 times in the span of 3 days because I feel like I needed more. And there was just so much. There was so freaking much. I loved all the political world building. But I was like, I feel after I finished the first time that I needed to go back and like reread and like fill in some of the blanks that I'm sure I like zoomed right past because there's so much important stuff in this book. But Zayden is absolutely the number one book boyfriend. Fight me on it. You cannot change my mind. His formidable yearning and patheticness for Violet this entire book was just, oh my God. His acts of service, his words of affirmation, the way that he both loved and supported but prepared her and empowered her. I literally cannot. I was down, sat, and like melting every single time this man opened his freaking mouth. Let's talk some spoilers, theories, emotions though, real quick. The ending, I feel like as a seasoned fantasy reader, I knew where this was going. I knew when I started this book that the ending was going to be what it was, but I did not anticipate how the ending was going to go, and how we were going to get to that point, and that was shocking. But I'm going to say it, they're married, so I'm happy. But also, oh my God, what happened in those 12 hours, who also turned Ben in with Zayden? I feel like it's got to be Riddick or Bodhi or Garrick. All 3 would absolutely break my heart. Loved Arik and getting to know him better. He was so freaking hysterically nonchalant the entire time. Yet here he is like a full trained prince speaking every single language, and he just fell behind Violet as Quest Squad. He fell right back in right behind her, and I respect that. I respect that man. I love that man. He is obviously going to be so integral in the next books. Sloane, I feel, is the key to save Zayden. Her siphoning and Dane saying that she is life. I don't know. I feel like she's the key. I also totally think that Zayden's soul is in the emerald that now sits atop Violet's finger. I feel that his soul is there, and I feel like Sloane is the key, and Dane having more power than he should. What does that mean, though? What does that mean? Riddick must be protected at all costs. His presence in this book was so necessary for my mental health. I love him so much. Second time I reread, I annotated a ton of Riddick parts that I feel like I rushed past the first time, but reading the second time, I'm like, that's fishy. That's a little funny. But I'm going to put that, to the side, since Violet is amazing and so strong and so badass. And I feel like she is about to enter in her Aelin era, and I'm sad for that. I cannot wait for that. Leave it at that because I need to move on. What do I read next? SOS, what in the world do I read next? Because all I can think about is Zayden.